everyone, it's Tina Petersen, broker with the Helena Bozeman team, and we get a lot of questions about what contingencies are when you are buying a house contingent. So a contingency is something that either has to happen or a condition that needs to be satisfied prior to or at closing. A good example would be your inspection contingency. When we write an offer, we are going to have it contingent upon a home inspection. That home inspector is going to come out to the house, they're going to test everything that they test and check everything out for you, give you a nice written report. You'll sit down with us and we will go through that report and decide what you want to ask the sellers to repair or fix or address on an inspection notice. There's usually a specific date that has to happen by, and if we don't get that to the seller by 5 p.m. on that date, then that contingency is automatically released, waived, and satisfied, and you can no longer use it as a reason to terminate your contract. Other common contingencies that we write into almost every contract are a financing contingency. You want to make sure that that financing that you're counting on to close that loan is ready to go in place. Another common contingency is going to be your appraisal contingency. This is also going to be important if you are taking out a loan on purchasing a property. That property is going to have to appraise for at least the purchase price or whatever other negotiated price that we come up with in that buy-sell for you. There's also going to be a title contingency. You want to make sure that that title is free of any clouds on the title or any encumbrances or liens that are going to be satisfied either prior to or upon closing so that you don't have any problems after you close the transaction. There's also commonly an insurance contingency. This insurance contingency is just to give you enough time to shop rates to make sure that that rate is acceptable to you and not much more expensive than what you anticipated, and therefore increases the amount you'll be paying every month into your escrow account. There can also be written-in contingencies, specific contingencies for you and your circumstances or the property itself. A good example is a house to sell contingency. Maybe you have a property that must close prior to you being able to close on this new property. Other contingencies could be if you were pulling some money out of an investment account or a 401k and that needs to happen so you can get your down payment funds. It could be gifted funds contingency if you are getting some of your funds gifted from a relative and we need to get through that process. There's just a whole list of things that may pertain to you and this specific property to make sure that we write that into the contract to protect you as we go through the transaction. If you have any questions on what it means to write a home contingent or those specific contingencies when buying a home, call us. We would love to help you out. Thank you. Bye.